Hello, hi, welcome. My name is Cameron. I like things and I want to talk about them now. Uh, Obsidian is a program. It's a note-taking program, word processing program. It can do a lot. Does like flow charts, mind mapping stuff now. Um, it's been around for a few years. I adore it. You may have seen it in the background of some other videos when I talk about other stuff, and I'll have something up from it. It had a new release that came out just yesterday. Perhaps 28 hours ago, give or take. Um, and mainly it added a brand new core plugin. So the way Obsidian is kind of structured as far as features goes is it has core plugins developed by the main development team that are toggleable. You can turn them on or off. So if there's a feature of Obsidian that you don't really use, you can just take it out completely. And then there's community plugins that are done third party by users of the application that you can optionally install if you want. One of the core plugins that has been around since the beginning, I think, is the starred plugin, which lets you star a search or a note and lets you just hop back to it. So it's up here in the little corner. It's a little star. I've got a note. If I click it, it opens the note up in the main window. Pretty straightforward. There's also a little another entry with a little magnifying glass. If I click that, it opens up the search panel with that search in it. So you can save the search basically. Nice functionality. It's useful, but I think a lot of people, it's the one core plugin that I pretty regularly see people talk down about. And I think that's probably just because it's super simple. And a lot of the core functionality of Obsidian is super simple to use and super simple to kind of integrate into your workflow if it's something you need. But almost all of them have a lot of functionality that you will stumble upon later on. So they're complex. They do complex things in a very easy to approach way. But the starred plugin just does that. It just gives you a list of starred or favorited searches and notes, which some people have use for, some people don't. But now they've got a new core plugin that kind of replaces it if you need it. I guess the starred one probably won't be deprecated because there's kind of not a need to really do that, I don't think. But so what's different about the Bookmark plugin? And right now I think this is just for insiders. So insiders are people you can pay a little bit. I think it's, I remember the pricing. But you can pay just a little bit one time, and you just get early access. Yeah, $25, one-time payment. And that gives you brand new features a couple weeks early. Usually it's a week or two, I think. But it also kind of depends on the feature, because sometimes there might be bugs that are found, and those take longer to implement before that feature becomes stable enough to give to everyone. So, but it is a free app. You don't need any sort of subscription to use it on your desktop computer or to use it on your mobile device. They do offer some paid services. One that publishes notes to the web, one that easily syncs your notes across devices, but both those things you can accomplish with third-party tools, Google Drive, OneDrive, etc. So the Bookmark plugin, it does everything that the starred plugin does. All those two features it does. But if you look up in that same pane, in the little corner there, we've got here's just an entry that has a little arrow. If we click that, it's a collection of bookmark notes in there. So now you can categorize and arrange how the notes are, or the bookmarks are in that pane, and you can just toggle them on or off. We also have the magnifying glass signifying a saved search, and if you click it, it pops over to the search pane with that search in there. So already we've got favorited searches, and we've got favorited notes that are grouped up. And as you can see, I can just click and I can drag that search right into the group, and that just sits there alongside the notes. Fantastic. We also have the little folder icon next to some of them, and if we click them, it goes to the File Explorer, the default File Explorer, and it opens up that that folder you clicked on. Boom. Right. So now you can also bookmark notes of folders, and those notes are they correlate to physical folders on your hard drive. And yeah, Obsidian just stores all of your notes on your hard drive in plain text, markdown text format, and so you can move them around. You can move stuff into Obsidian from outside of the program. You can, that's why it works with Google Drive and all that. So aside from that, there's you can also, of course, bookmark canvases, which is a mind map flowing type of thing, and then you can go to town on this. There's a little bookmark icon up there you could see, and the bookmark option is also in the 3-dot drop down there. So already pretty cool, right? Pretty cool. But we're not even done yet. You can also bookmark. Where'd it go? You can also bookmark. You can see some of them have the little H. The H. That's a header. You can make a bookmark straight to a header within a note. So if I click this, it goes right to the header section that is bookmarked. And if you just put your cursor there and right click, you can see bookmark. This heading is right there. That's pretty neat. So if you're someone that likes to do longer notes, or especially if you do like fiction writing maybe, and so you've got maybe multiple chapters, or if you're doing like notes for a fiction project and you've got multiple sections and a note about an event or a town or a person or whatever, you can give you links directly to those specific things right in the bookmark area. It kind of really takes all the general navigation aspects that Obsidian has, and just lets you put them in a section where you can get to them that doesn't have to be inside of another note. So something that a lot of Obsidian users do is they might not use the search tab very much because they've got a note that has that search embedded in there, or has a third-party community plugin output embedded somewhere, like data view embedded into a note, and that note is like a save search for them. Same with bookmarking headers. You can embed parts of notes into other notes. So this, I think, alleviates a lot of tension and maybe anxiety that people feel when organizing their stuff. So like I might end up using this in a very sort of ephemeral sort of way where I'm bookmarking things for projects that I'm working on, and when I'm done with that project, boom, delete the whole group. I don't need it there anymore, and it doesn't affect the notes or anything. We'll see as I play around with it more and I start to. It's not for one day, as I'm working on a story or a project or something, I'll see how I end up incorporating it. The other thing it can do, which is, I think, entirely new, basically. There might be a third-party plugin I didn't know of that did this, but I would, in the past, I would have to do, like, saved workspaces. Obsidian lets you customize the appearance of your setup almost endlessly. And then you could make workspaces that can take a snapshot of it, and then you can rearrange it and make another workspace. And so Obsidian has this like graph view that lets you filter and colorize and control good amount of the display. And it's basically like a link of your notes, right? A visual display of the links of your notes. which is cool. Usefulness, you really have to customize the graph for it to have any use for you. But like, if I've gone through things where I'm writing a story and I make all the different types of elements of the story, characters and whatever, different colors on the graph, and you can see how other characters are connected through different events and locations and whatever, what associations they have, which is very cool. So if you put the time in to really customize the graph for your use case, just like every other aspect of Obsidian, you need to put in some time into playing with stuff to figure out how it makes sense to you. And most importantly, you need to decide if it's useful. It might not be useful, in which case, turn it off. Don't think about it. That's fine. Completely fine. But now we can even bookmark graphs. So this would be the full graph of my vault with orphans, which are notes that don't have anything attached to them, no like links to other notes, other stuff here. So you can see that there's some big notes where a bunch of stuff connects to. And then if I click this one, this is a different grouping. You can see the colors change, and it's clearly, it's got a different purpose there. And again, boom, another setup, right? And these ones I just like did them super quick, changed some colors and the search parameter just, to whatever, just to illustrate the point here. So I'm pretty excited, actually. I think Obsidian, between this and the Canvas plugin that they released just like a month ago, maybe 2 months ago, which is the mind mapping type thing, which like it's the same thing. It's like, yeah, it's a mind map type thing, but you can embed blocks there. You can add stuff that's not inside your notes there. You can embed web pages into it. It's absolutely insane. So I think this is such a great plugin, a great addition to the core functionality of the program. Obsidian.md is the website. If you are someone that writes, if you are someone that likes to take notes, if you are someone that has any sort of creative projects that you feel like you need some sort of structure to, I would recommend giving Obsidian a shot. I've used Evernote extensively for many years. I used Notion for a couple years. I've used, just plain text files in a folder that I kept track of. I've used bullet journaling. I've done all this stuff. I can't really stick to one of them. I used Evernote for the longest because I used that for probably like 8 years, maybe more. I have literally like 6 gigabyte Evernote export files that I need to like figure out how to get those into Markdown or plain text, and then slowly kind of filter them wherever I need to, or throw them away if I don't need them. I think it's very easy to get overwhelmed with the what am I clicking on? To get overwhelmed with any sort of organization to your thought process, whether that's note application or something else, right? It's just difficult because we humans are weird creatures. It's as simple as that. And especially if you go into any YouTube people that talk about productivity or anything like that, creativity, note-taking, whatever, some of them are certifiably insane. Some of them are genuinely insane, and I don't think they understand people. Some of them are really great, though. The thing is, don't be overwhelmed. Don't think that you have to use a tool a certain way. Don't think that there is some sort of intended use for these types of tools that you have to do. I would say just play around with it and understand that you need to make use of it. And if you're spending too much time customizing it and not actually using it for a purpose, it can be detrimental. But you also probably can't just set them aside and not explore them, I think. I think you might do yourself a disservice if you just dismiss them outright. So it's a tough balance for people that like them and want to share their enjoyment of them. And it's a tough balance for people trying to use them effectively for some sort of, productive purpose. Yeah, so that's Obsidian. Bookmark plugin came out yesterday. Super good. If you use Obsidian, I think you'll probably find some sort of use case for the plugin that will help you out. If you don't use Obsidian, give it a shot, or give one of the many other note-taking things a shot if you think that's something you might need. If you use Google Keep on your phone, or Apple Notes, or Drafts, is it called Drafts on iPhone? Like I use Google Keep a lot just because it's so simple. You just pop something in there. I would say get Obsidian for mobile and just try to use that instead of Google Keep and see how it goes. You don't have to do super fancy stuff with it, but you might stumble upon some functionality that you didn't think you would use, but then you find, oh, it's pretty useful. And that's really all you got to do. Use these things and then find out what's useful for you, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise or something like that. All right. Bye-bye.